Hey, what's up, everyone? Baller here. This is the fourth game for today, March 17, 2023. This is the battle between Minnesota Timberwolves and Chicago Bulls. That'll happen at around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, so that's going to be 8 o'clock a.m. here in Manila. I'm just inviting everyone who have not subscribed yet to our YouTube account or YouTube channel, Baller. Please click on the subscribe button below. At the same time, hit on that bell logo. That way, automatically, you guys will be receiving notifications whenever new videos are uploaded. And the spread that is given here, let me just double check if it's still updated. The spread given is minus 2.5, and that's actually given towards the home team, Chicago Bulls. And before we proceed, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings and the rankings of both teams. Starting off with Chicago Bulls, they are at number 12 in the Eastern Conference with the record of 31 wins and 37 losses. Mind you guys, the team that is at number 10 in the East is Washington Wizards with the record of 32 and 37. The Bulls, they are just half a game behind Washington Wizards, so they still have a very good chance of making it to the top 10 if only they would actually pile those wins. While Minnesota Timberwolves, they are at number 7 in the West with the record of 35 wins and 35 losses. In Minnesota Timberwolves' situation, they are one game behind Golden State Warriors to make it to the top 6. That way, they won't need to go through that 7 to 10 puzzle anymore. Right, so Chicago Bulls, they would have the home court advantage on this. In terms of fatigue, both teams were able to rest last night. Let's go ahead and just skip that part. In terms of momentum, well, Chicago Bulls, they are approaching this game coming off a loss, while Minnesota Timberwolves, they are also coming off a loss. So perhaps let's go ahead and check on the forms of both teams. Chicago Bulls, they have won 5 out of their last 10, while Minnesota, they have only won 4 out of their last 10. So Chicago Bulls really showing a slight advantage in terms of form and momentum. And let's take a look at the availability of the players and the health of both teams. For Minnesota, it's a bit longer down here. Towns is still out. Austin Rivers, Naz Reid, Jalen Noel, and Rudy Go. I'm sorry, Jalen Noel is actually out. All right, so we got two players out for the Wolves, Noel and Karl Anthony Towns, and they have three players listed as questionable: Rivers, Reed, and Gobert. I think Gobert is actually dealing with his sprain, so we don't know, right? For Chicago Bulls, um, Javante Green and Alex Caruso, they're actually both listed as questionable. So we gotta say that Chicago Bulls, they do have a slight advantage in terms of health because they have less players out or less players hurt for this particular matchup. But this one's going to be tough. But I know Chicago Bulls understand the situation. They are at home. They did get Beverly, and for me, it was a huge addition for Chicago Bulls because Chicago Bulls lacked defense when Beverly actually came in. It's not like their defense is already perfect when Beverly came in, but there's already that additional defense, especially in their backcourt with Caruso in, with Beverly in. A lot of people are actually hustling, and a lot of people are trying to put a lot of pressure on their opponent's backcourt. Now, for Minnesota Timberwolves, if Gobert would not be playing, man, that's going to be a huge, huge problem for them. If ever Gobert would actually be playing, the good thing about the Chicago Bulls big, I'm talking about Vucevic, of course, is that he can actually shoot from the not just from the perimeter but also in the 3-point territory decently. So if he can actually do that, he would actually pull Gobert out of the paint, which will actually open up a lot of opportunities for the opponents of Vucevic. So my pick on this one would be Chicago Bulls minus 2.5. I do understand that the Minnesota Timberwolves have been performing lately a bit better than Chicago, but again, the situation that we have right now points towards Chicago Bulls. So my pick would be Chicago minus 2.5. Again, that's Bulls minus 2.5. DeRozan and Levine know what they gotta do, and expect very good games on those two. Bulls minus 2.5. Peace out. As I love. God bless.